Driving with John is coming through! Hey everybody, welcome to Driving with John, vlog number 21. Alright, so in this vlog we're going to talk about a load that went from Cumberland, Maryland to Hagerstown to Lucky, Ohio to New Jersey. I think it's called Seacrest, New Jersey, something like that. So I'm actually in the process of getting unloaded right now with that load. So as you can see, my road footage is right here, and let's talk about what happened in this load. So when I delivered at the end of the last vlog, I was on my way to go to pick up at the beginning of this vlog, and I pulled in to get fuel, and I looked under my truck and there was antifreeze. Lost like a gallon of antifreeze. Go ahead and put antifreeze in it. Had to stop at Love's, get my one of my lines replaced on my radiator. Only took like an hour and a half. I was kind of impressed, honestly, because a lot of times you pull into those truck stops to get stuff fixed and you end up sitting there for a really, really long time. But I didn't, so it was nice. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that really happened. A lot of driving, as you'll see in the average, really didn't have a lot of issues. I mean, coming over here to New Jersey, obviously in the morning it was a little slow, you know, New York City traffic and all, but all in all it was a very easy couple of loads. Miles are a little lower than the last one, but still a 2-day vlog, and not a lot to report on. I mean, I'm not gonna candy coat any of this. Not a lot to report on. Not a lot of accidents. Weather was pretty good. It's raining now, but most of the trip was in good weather. Driving over the Poconos Mountains was fun. I don't know, just not a lot to report on. So also in this vlog, I was going to talk a little bit, before I get to the numbers, sorry guys, talk a little bit about me, if you don't mind. I've been working on this YouTube thing for about 3 years, a little over 3 years, and I started a Facebook page, Driving with John also. And if you don't know what it is, go over and check it out. If you're watching this on Facebook, go to my YouTube and check it out. Guys, I'd like my audiences to cross a little bit and follow me on both. It would really help me out. I am this close to being monetized on both, and that would be a huge blessing for me. I've been putting a lot of hours into YouTube and Facebook, a lot of hours. Like, you know, I drive like 10, 11 hours. I put 2 or 3 hours a night into that, and then I get some sleep and I do it all again. I only really work on this when I'm out on the road. When I'm at home with my family, I don't really work on it. It's my side hobby when I'm driving. So I'd really appreciate your support on both platforms if you would. So that's it. So if you're on Facebook, go down and follow my page. You know, make sure you like my page. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, you know, ring the bell, like the video, and I just appreciate everybody's support. So I know enough with begging for your support. If you don't want to support me, don't, whatever. If you want to leave comments below, tell me how hard I'm, go ahead, I don't mind. I actually don't get offended by comments. I don't get offended at all, actually. So anything you want to say in the comment section, feel free to say it. I do this because the vlogs are for the company drivers out there. There's a lot of vloggers out there that do a lot of different niches that they do, like owner-operators and different stuff. This is about company driving. So I've done owner-operator, and I can cross over back and forth and kind of tell you the differences if that's what you guys want to hear. But I focus this on company driving because there's a lot of new drivers coming into the industry that's going to be a company driver for the first few years at least, and so they'd like to get a sense of what is going on with this new industry that they're going into. The first advice I would give would be a professional, okay? Always be learning your job. Always be realizing that you're representing all of us. So don't go out there and do something stupid to diminish trucking. It's already diminished enough, okay? Be a professional. That would be the first thing I'd ask you as a new truck driver. The second thing would be Take your time. Don't rush yourself. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time and plenty of space, because it's a process to learn trucking. You're not going to go to school for 4 weeks and then get trained for 2 weeks with your company, and in that 6 weeks become a professional driver. It just doesn't work like that. So give yourself time and patience and space to be able to learn. If there's any old truckers out there that are willing to give advice, now would be the time to do it. If there's any new truckers that are looking for advice, ask questions below. All right, guys, enough of that. So on this load, like I said, I didn't have much happen, but I did run about that many miles. Wasn't as much as the last 2-day vlog, but still a pretty decent couple of days. It did take me about that long to drive it. And if this is the first vlog you were watching, the reason why those two numbers are important, if you keep watching, you'll see how this affects your pay, the first number, and the second number, if you're hourly, how it affects your pay. And for my own personal records, I always figure out what my average miles per hour were over the vlog. So my average miles per hour were right here. And that was my average speed throughout both days, okay? Now, if you're gonna be a company driver, or you already are one, you're paid more likely per mile. Not all are. There are many different ways to get paid, but probably per mile. And if you are brand new, you're probably gonna be making 40 to 50 cents a mile. So the first couple numbers would represent what you would have made. So at, we'll say 40 cents a mile, we'll go 45 cents a mile, we'll go 50 cents a mile. All right, now that is probably the bracket that you'll be in if you're a brand new driver. Now, if you go out and you drive a year or so, you can probably get into the next bracket, and then a couple years later, you know, the next bracket. That's how it works. It's all, you're paid on experience, because the company has taken a gamble on you, and the more experience you have with the less problems, the less of a gamble it is to hire you, and therefore they pay you more. Okay, so that's how it works. So the last one was 50 cents a mile. So we'll go 60 cents a mile. $0.65 a mile. Now that, from 50 cents to 65 cents, I would call the second bracket. That's if you've been working a year, year and a half, 2 years. That's about what you're gonna get at your next company, or possibly a raise at the company you're at. That's the bracket that you would be in. Now, once you get once you get past that 2-year mark, going on 3 or 4 years, this is the final bracket that I can talk about, because it's my experience. I have owner-operator experience in there too, but we're just going to go with company for right now. So if you've gotten a clean record, no issues, no tickets, and you are a good driver, okay, you've learned your craft, and you know there's still things more to learn, but you're pretty good at what you do and you're a professional, then you're going to move into the third bracket. And the third bracket would be somewhere around we'll say 70 cents, 75 cents, and if you're paid hourly, I only do one hourly because I don't have a lot of experience with hourly, but from talking to my friends that do, usually when you first get into hourly as a company driver, it's usually between $25 and $30 an hour. So I'm gonna go low end. So I'm gonna say if you're paid $25 an hour, you would have made this in the last 2 days. All right, so that's the show me the money part, because the money is what matters, right? Okay, money isn't everything. We all know that, but you need money to live. So that's why that's important. I don't want to make it sound like money is what I worship. It's not. Honestly, money is totally different for me than it is probably for you. Okay, I feel like I'll share my personal beliefs right here because it's important to me, and that you understand where I'm coming from. Money is important, but it's not the end all be all. I believe that money is provided through provision from God through my hard labor. And so that is why it's important, because it's what God's providing me. So that's why it's important to me, okay? It's not that money is like what I worship or what I think is the most important thing, but it provides for me and my family, and that's why it's important. So there you go, guys. That is vlog number 21, and we'll see how it goes from there. All right? We tell my trucking buddies out there, keep your rubber on the road, keep those tires turning, stay right side up. To all my non-trucking followers and subscribers and friends out there, thank you for joining the team, and we will ask you one very important thing. I'm going to ask you one very important thing. Can you remember that truckers are people too? So be nice to us. See you on the next video.